Elon Musk just broke his silence about 3 ISATs, and his warning about a potential collision trajectory is sending shockwaves through both the scientific community and social media worldwide. In a series of posts that quickly went viral, Musk, who has access to SpaceX's advanced tracking systems and direct communication with NASA, revealed something the space agency hasn't publicly acknowledged. 3i Atlas's trajectory has changed. According to Musk's calculations based on SpaceX tracking data, the mysterious interstellar object is no longer on a safe flyby path. It's now on a trajectory that brings it dangerously close to Earth's orbital path, with a potential collision window opening in approximately 28 days. Musk didn't mince words. The probability of impact is non-zero and increasing. NASA knows this. They're not telling you because they don't want panic. But people deserve to know what's coming. He followed up with SpaceX tracking data showing 3i Atlas making systematic course corrections that have altered its path by millions of miles, corrections that have progressively brought it closer to a direct intercept with Earth. What makes Musk's warning particularly alarming is that he's not just raising the alarm, he's announced that SpaceX is already developing emergency response options, including potential missions to alter 3i Atlas's trajectory or deploy defensive systems. When someone who literally builds spacecraft for a living starts talking about planetary defense in real time, it's time to pay attention. Musk has been called alarmist before, but when he's warning about collision trajectories using his own tracking data, backed by SpaceX engineers, we can't afford to dismiss it as hype. According to data Musk shared from SpaceX's tracking network, 3i Atlas has made 23 distinct course corrections over the past 6 weeks. Each correction involved small velocity changes of a few hundred miles per hour, trajectory adjustments of a few degrees. But cumulatively, these corrections have moved 3i Atlas from a safe flyby path to one that intersects Earth's orbital zone. Musk posted detailed orbital mechanics calculations showing 3i Atlas's original trajectory would have passed Earth at approximately 8 million miles distance, well beyond any collision risk. But the cumulative effect of those 23 maneuvers has reduced that closest approach distance to roughly 180,000 miles, less than the distance to the Moon. A SpaceX engineer who worked on the trajectory analysis explained the concern. When you see systematic course corrections that progressively reduce closest approach distance, that's not random navigation. That's targeting behavior. 3i Atlas is steering itself toward Earth with deliberate, calculated maneuvers. The question is whether it plans to pass by at 180,000 miles, or if additional corrections will bring it even closer. Musk's warning goes beyond just the closest approach distance. He identified a specific window 28 days from his initial warning, where 3i Atlas's projected position intersects with Earth's orbital path. If 3i Atlas continues current trajectory trends and makes additional velocity adjustments, it could position itself directly in Earth's path with timing that suggests deliberate intercept. SpaceX tracking data shows 3i Atlas accelerating at specific intervals that maximize gravitational assists from planetary positions. This is sophisticated orbital mechanics, using planetary gravity to modify trajectory with minimal fuel expenditure. It's exactly what spacecraft mission planners do when designing efficient routes through the solar system. Musk emphasized the targeting precision. 3i Atlas knows orbital mechanics better than we do. Every adjustment is perfectly timed and positioned to alter trajectory efficiently. This isn't a comet drifting on momentum. This is a spacecraft executing a complex navigation sequence, and that sequence is pointing it toward Earth. Musk also revealed that SpaceX detected something NASA hasn't publicly mentioned. 3i Atlas's velocity relative to Earth is decreasing. When objects pass by planets on hyperbolic trajectories, they accelerate as they approach and decelerate as they recede. But 3i Atlas is showing velocity decreases that suggest active braking, as if preparing to match Earth's orbital speed rather than fly past at interstellar velocities. Musk's analysis included probability calculations that generated significant controversy. He assessed a 12% probability of actual impact with Earth based on current trajectory and observed maneuvering patterns. While 12% might seem low, In planetary defense terms, any probability above 1% is considered extremely serious. For comparison, the asteroid Apophis had a briefly calculated 2.7% impact probability in 2004, and that was enough to trigger international attention and emergency tracking protocols. 3I Atlas at 12% represents a threat level roughly 4 times more serious, yet NASA hasn't activated visible emergency response procedures. Musk didn't just issue a warning. He announced that SpaceX is already developing response options, and the scope of what he's proposing reveals both the seriousness of the threat and the limitations of our defensive capabilities. SpaceX has apparently been designing mission profiles for rapid deployment spacecraft that could rendezvous with 3I Atlas and attempt to alter its trajectory. Musk released preliminary designs showing modified Starship spacecraft equipped with systems for either kinetic impact or close proximity nuclear detonation, the 2 primary methods for deflecting incoming objects. The kinetic impact approach involves slamming a spacecraft into 3I Atlas at high velocity to change its momentum. NASA successfully demonstrated this technique with the DART mission. But 3I Atlas presents challenges that DART's target didn't. It's much larger, it's moving faster, and most critically, it's maneuvering. A SpaceX mission planner involved in the concept work explained the difficulty. We're basically trying to design a mission to intercept and deflect something that has superior propulsion and maneuverability. It's like trying to ram a fighter jet with a slower aircraft. Even if we get close, 3I Atlas could simply accelerate or change course to avoid impact. The nuclear option, detonating a warhead near 3I Atlas to vaporize surface material and create thrust that pushes it off course, is more promising, but fraught with complications. First, it requires international approval to launch nuclear weapons into space, violating several existing treaties. Second, we don't know what 3I Atlas is made of or how it would respond to a nuclear detonation nearby. Musk addressed these concerns bluntly. Treaties are written for normal circumstances. This isn't normal. If we face an object on collision course with Earth, we use whatever tools we have regardless of treaties. Better to violate space weapons, agreements than watch a city get obliterated. Because we were worried about paperwork, the most revolutionary aspect of Musk's proposal involves using multiple Starship spacecraft to create a gravity tractor, positioning spacecraft near 3I Atlas and using their combined gravitational pull to gradually alter its trajectory over time. This is the gentlest deflection method, but requires weeks of time and assumes 3I Atlas doesn't resist or counteract the gravitational influence. SpaceX has apparently conducted preliminary mission planning, showing they could launch the first trajectory modification mission within 12 to 14 days, if given approval. That's remarkably fast, leveraging Starship's rapid reusability and SpaceX's launch infrastructure. But 12 to 14 days leaves a narrow window given Musk's 28-day collision timeline. However, there's a darker interpretation of SpaceX's rapid response planning. Some analysts suggest Musk is using the 3I Atlas situation to advance his Mars colonization agenda by emphasizing human vulnerability and the need for backup planetary colonies. Whether his warnings are purely about planetary defense or also strategic positioning for SpaceX's business interests remains debated. Musk's public warnings have created a firestorm of controversy with NASA, revealing deep tensions between commercial space companies and traditional government agencies about who controls information during potential crisis. NASA's official response to Musk's trajectory warnings has been carefully worded and notably restrained. NASA continues to monitor Object 3I Atlas using multiple tracking assets. Current trajectory assessments do not indicate imminent collision risk with Earth. We urge caution about trajectory predictions from non-peer-reviewed sources.